you know many morning shows. You're there all the time. It's not a lot of sports talked about, and usually it's issues like safety that suddenly explodes on a scene like a hard news scene like the one that you're involved with, and you're a guy coming from the world of sports, and you have obviously a unique perspective that they seek to tap into. What is the conversation, do you think, amongst people who aren't diehard sports fans who see this and that the NFL is going to hear about, have to deal with and address? What do you think, Nate?
Is the league doing enough to keep these players safe? That's the first question. And, of course, we stop with the head all the way to the soles of your cleats. Helmet. Is it the best helmet these guys can wear? Mm-hmm. What about shoulder pads? How do you protect the guys moving forward when it comes to those type of impacts? Albeit rare, people are concerned about these shoulder pads now being lightweight and guys wearing stuff that is thinner, lighter to make them quicker and faster. The league's response to him on the field, I do believe that they did the best they can do. And this was my assumption, and this isn't me putting on a cape for the league.
Yeah.
This is my assumption when I watched it. I thought that they did a good job getting there, but it was confirmed when you hear people from Hamlin's family saying that. Like that more than anything, that shows that the league did well. Now, with that said, let me take off the NFL logo I metaphorically wear often and say that's what they're supposed to do. They are supposed to be quick in response. And I think moving forward, maybe they figure out how to get there even faster. Maybe there is something there on the field that puts them in a position that they are as fast as possible. I'm trying to make this relatable to sports fans. If we're watching receivers run 40s every year and it goes from 4.6 being really fast to 4.5, 4.4, 4.3, what is the league doing to make their time faster as they are going on the field, getting to a player, and then, if possible, using CPR to keep that player alive or to keep him breathing? Another thing is now we have to continue the conversation about health benefits moving forward, and not just for guys who have been in the league for 3 or 4 years. And that's just for 5 years after the league. What about lifetime health insurance? What about guys who aren't just dealing with your typical run-of-the-mill injuries? I'm thankful I was able to walk away from the league. I've had my fair share of concussions, separated shoulders, torn ligaments, broken bones, broken rib, broken nose. The long list goes on and on and on. But what about guys that have it worse than me? What do they have after the insurance runs out, after the disability isn't enough? What can the league do better? What can the league provide other than what they're providing now? Because we know this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And then as far as these young guys who haven't made it to that bag, that first contract or that second contract, that are basically making ends meet, and before people at home panic and say, what do you mean ends meet? These guys are making more money in their first years than I would make in X amount of years. Yes, that may be true, but that does not dismiss the fact that these guys, one, are trying to figure out how to balance life between being NFL athletes and being the ultimate provider. A lot of these guys are thrusted into the position as leader, financial advisor, the bank, the loaner, all of this in their first year. So the money that they're making is not always the money that they're saving, and it's not always the big rims, fancy cars, and watch that they have on their wrist. So if these guys are struggling to make that money and their career ends like that, what is the league doing to give these guys a parachute or a nest egg that they can have when these type of situations happen?
Yeah, no doubt. Damar Hamlin is not close to vesting at all for pensions or anything like that. And it's entirely possible that there's a whole host of healthcare bills that would come his way if he leaves the league.
Thank God for that GoFundMe, right?
Well, yeah, well, that's his charity. That is his charity. You know what I mean? And so this is definitely something to address, and no question about it. And I hope it is addressed and before the next collective bargaining agreement, because that's a long way away. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.